What's with it, fight fans? How y'all doing? We had some good fights that just happened. But before we dip into that action, jab that like button, punch that subscribe button, and knock out that bell notification for all the updates. Let's get to it. So we had Savannah Marshall versus Maria Lindberg. In this fight, Savannah Marshall, she looked real good. She was moving around. She was sticking and moving. She was looking like a female Tyson Fury. Savannah Marshall moved her record to 10-0 with 8 knockouts. Maria Lindberg had never been knocked out. And in this fight, she got dropped in the second round, and then she got stopped in the third round. So Savannah Marshall, she looked real good, but at the same time, Maria Lindberg looked real bad. Lindberg kind of showed her age in this fight. She was moving around kind of slow. She was throwing punches out there kind of lethargic. And Savannah Marshall was countering on her, and she was hitting her with some good shots and moving her. She had the good head movement, and she was moving all around, and she just was too much for Maria Lindberg. And after this fight, Savannah Marshall was calling out Claressa Shields so they could have the super fight. So this would be a good fight. If we could get this fight, this would be a good fight for women's boxing. But I don't think we're going to get this fight for at least a little bit because Claressa Shields is doing her thing. So Savannah Marshall just needs to build her record up, go win her some more belts, and build her brand and beat some named women. And then they could come back to Claressa Shields. The growth of women's boxing right now, and they can throw this super fight. That'll be a good fight, and I would pay for that fight. Women's boxing is turning all the way up, so let's hope we get this super fight within the next couple years. But moving on in the weekly wrap up, we had another good fight. Shannon, the Babyface Assassin Courtenay versus Ebanie, the Blonde Bomber Bridges. This was a good fight. Shannon Courtenay, the Babyface Assassin, she came away with a unanimous decision. She won like 7 or 8 of the rounds. She really dominated this fight, but it was a good fight. It was a lot of action back and forth. Then midway through the fight, I believe Ebanie Bridges, the Blonde Bomber, she had a black eye. It was a nice black eye. It was one of those big ones where she couldn't even see out that eye. So her left eye was shut. And she showed extreme heart in this fight. She hung in there. She didn't get knocked out. She stood her ground, and she came away with the unanimous decision loss. With this unanimous decision victory that the Babyface Assassin came away with, she also won the WBA Bantamweight Title. So this was a good victory for the Babyface Assassin. This fight for sure can be a nice rematch in the near future. You know, if the Blonde Bomber goes on a nice win streak, this will be a good fight for a rematch. Because these two competitors put on a good performance. Although the fight was one-sided, it was still a good fight with a lot of action. Nobody got dropped. It was just a lot of punches and bunches, a lot of blood and black eyes. So it was a good fight. If you didn't see it, it was worth rewatching, definitely. And like I said, I think these two will meet up in the future and put on another good performance. But thanks for a minute of your time. Remember, jab that like button, punch that subscribe button, and knock out that bell notification. Have a good one, y'all.